Sunday. I was working on the O2 meter install yesterday. We got another, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches last night. The total's more than that's on that table there. It was windy yesterday and it kind of leveled a lot of this off, but sadly the best storm we've had this year and probably one of our last. So anyways, that'll get us on the trail. So as you recall, yesterday I was going to calibrate the O2 sensor and then quit for the day, and that's pretty much where I got. I did calibrate it in open air as described in the instructions, and now I've been working on the install of the gauge. I wanted to get some of this back together so that I could actually sit on it and, you know, better suit the placement, but because of the cables, I'm not sure where they're going to go yet. I couldn't really go full assembly on it. I know yesterday I spoke about this, there's an isolation washer down in here between these two plates. This is where the spring is for the release of the donut and the muffler portion of the exhaust system. And after beer number 5 or 6 yesterday, I remembered that I'd actually had that cover off several months ago when I installed the HMF, and I lost it then. So no harm done, I just used a regular washer in there. It's definitely not something that's critical. I just try to, as much as I can, keep things like they were from the factory, but have to make an exception there. Working on the gauge here, I just used a single self tapper here into the rocks plate. I didn't want to try to fish hardware up from the bottom side. It doesn't look like it would be horribly bad, but kind of a pain in the neck nevertheless, and not to mention I didn't have any hardware that'll fit that. And the other thing, you know, I put it out yesterday, this harness has, you know, protective sheath on it, but they lift this top few inches off, and you know, it's just kind of chintzy in my opinion. I might try to pull all of this up, and it looks like I probably can. This one, probably not going to be able to. This is an actual molded 2 conductor wire. You can see it's actually molded in there, so that's not going to move. I did bring down my bucket of wire loom here. Luckily I've got several 100 miles of this shit. A bunch of 1/4-inch stuff here. So I buy in bulk. The stuff you get at Home Depot and the other home stores, it's more plastic, has less silicone content, and tends to just really hold its shape. And so, you know, it comes in a plastic bag wrapped up, and when you disassemble or you pull it out of the back, it acts more like a spring. It doesn't want to lay flat, and generally just a pain in the neck to work with. So anyways, I'm going to dress this up, get everything dressed in here. I'm going to try to conceal the extra cable somewhere out of sight and tidy. Then I'll get this front end back together, and then I can show you guys some of the operation of this thing.